going on, everyone? It's me, Harvey. Welcome to another episode of Idle Conversations. Doing this a little bit differently this time. Actually done with my ride today, and yeah, I'm just kind of relaxing up here in Round Top Drive, Honolulu. We call it Tantless. So if you guys ever want to visit Hawaii and or Oahu and are looking for some nice scenic points, definitely one spot to visit. I'm kind of like at the first lookout. There's another lookout higher up, and it's an actual state park. If that's more of your speed, this spot right here is mostly where locals hang out at night, drinking and stuff. Maybe a little bit of killing going on up here too. Anyway, um, let's keep it PG-13, I guess. So yeah, my I wanted to talk to you guys about my first time riding a motorcycle, and it wasn't on this bike. It was actually during my MSF course. I took it right after I bought this bike. I actually made a deposit on this bike before I even took the MSF. And I told myself I wouldn't finalize the sale until I passed the MSF. So I guess if I didn't pass the MSF, that was my sign not to pursue my motorcycle journey. But luckily I passed, so here we are. Got my endorsement and all that stuff squared away, and now we're riding. So my first time on a motorcycle was actually on a CB300F. And you're probably asking why, oh Harvey, why'd you chose the Honda CB300F? Well, I actually wasn't given much choice. When I got there, obviously everybody got checked in and all that stuff, and we were given a chance to select what bike we were gonna use for the course. And my goodness, everybody like just jumped in on the what do you call those? Dirt bikes. They had a few selections over there. They had like a sport bike, they had a naked bike, they had dirt bikes, and even Groms. They had Groms too. So yeah, everyone seemed to have known something that I didn't, because they most of them jumped on a dirt bike. And looking back at it, I did some homework why people tend to use a dirt bike during the motorcycle safety course. Turns out it's because of the riding position. And I guess it's easier to maneuver, to pull off the U-turns and figure eights and all that stuff during the MSF course. So yeah, I guess it facilitates easier passing from the MSF course. But whatever, we're left with not much to choose from at that point. I kind of just went with whatever was open. It just so happened to be a Honda CB300F. I wasn't gonna hop on a Honda Grom. I'm 5'11", 190 pounds. I'm just, yeah, I guess I just was a little too tall for that bike. So yeah, we went with this, with the CB300F, and the rest was history. But something I realized after the 4-hour range session on day one was, why didn't I do this sooner? And yeah, it was just so freeing, I guess. I mean, aside from my clutch hand being all tired that day. I mean, at one point I think I was cramping already, because I guess I'm not used to pulling on a clutch. But yeah, I've wanted to do this years ago. And we were talking like 2018, 2017, right around a little after or shortly after my son was born. So, yeah, day one was mostly clutch control and some basic turning and whatnot, or basic operation of the motorcycle. Um, it clicked right away for me, mainly because I guess I used to drive a manual car or a standard car. And, standard drivers out there, you guys will know what I'm about to talk about here. When you're turning and you're downshifting and you're paying attention to the traffic and whatnot, and your clutch control too with your left foot, you get used to multitasking, and that kind of helped me out figuring out how to operate a motorcycle. Yeah, yeah, that I basically just had to kind of translate it onto two wheels, with the clutch being on my left hand, the brake on my right hand and my right foot, and then the throttle, of course, on my right hand, and then shifting with my left foot. So yeah, and then all the other controls was easier to pick up, I guess, soon after that clicked. If you drove a manual or standard car, pretty much you got the multitasking done or down already. You just gotta translate it into two wheels. So, yeah. Also, they didn't let us film. I asked earlier on in the day um, if I could film the exercises so I can practice on my own time after the class. And yeah, the lady told me they prohibit filming now because I guess some influencer a couple years back filmed the whole MSF course and posted it online. I guess it just so happened that during that class session, there was an accident, and I guess somebody had to be transported via the ambulance to the hospital, and that whole thing, I guess, made it online. I don't know the veracity, I guess, of this story from them. Maybe they just discourage filming. I don't know. But that's what she told me, so I left it as is. But if it were true, shout out to that influencer guy that ruined it for everyone. Strong work. But yeah, another thing about the MSF, I took it in June. It was summer here in Hawaii. Still is, actually, but it was peak summer heat. My goodness, it was nothing glamorous, definitely. It was like 90 degrees or 95 even. And of course, he was, wearing full on, not full on gear, but, basically their rule was no skin showing. So gloves, long sleeves, the boots as well. It needed to cover our ankles. So it had to be a pair of boots that we had to wear. And then I kind of just wore jeans for the MSF class. I wasn't gonna wear no Kevlar lined or armor lined jeans over there. I mean, it might have been a good idea in case I crashed, but yeah, no, not at that heat that we were dealing with at that time. So, but somewhere between learning the clutch control, stalling, and all that stuff, I guess as soon as I nailed that first or second drill, it kind of dawned on me like, oh, this is how it feels to be on a motorcycle. And yeah, I mean, I guess from that point, it stopped being a bucket list item, you know, beginning a motorcycle journey. And it became a new chapter, I guess, for me. So Yeah. And here's the thing, the MSF course taught me a lot about writing, but writing taught me a lot more than just how to work a clutch or how not to die on a motorcycle. Um, some of these lessons actually carry on in life pretty well, and it's surprisingly applicable in life. So I guess I'm gonna go over with you guys some things that I realized, motorcycle or riding lessons or tips and tricks that actually translates really well in life. So here it is. All right, so first thing they drilled into our heads was look where you want to go. Literally. On the bike, your hands follow your eyes. Same in life, right? You keep staring at the problem, and guess what? You're gonna ride straight into it. Not only that, it'll remain a problem unless you start thinking of solutions, right? So, yeah, look ahead, plot your line, and trust it. And then don't ride beyond your limits. You're not hitting the freeway at 120 your first week, right? Unless you want to meet asphalt face first. So I realize it kind of goes the same in life. Don't try to build Rome, a six-pack, and $1 million business in one day, right? So, yeah, chill out. Take it one day at a time, or I guess one ride at a time. And then third one was smooth is fast. Jerky throttle makes the bike, I guess, buckle, right? So just stay fluid, I guess, and yeah, eventually you're gonna flow. Same in life, rushing just makes a mess. So just ride smooth, don't scramble. Number 4 that I realized is gear. So gear up. It's not just fashion. Although I'm wearing a pretty nice Saint jacket here today. Anyway, basically it's your skin's insurance policy. So in life, prepping is your armor. You skip it, and that's gonna give you a road rash you could have avoided in case you get into an accident or whatever. Anyway, let me see here. Lastly, check your blind spots. On the road, it could be that Prius hiding, in your mirror. In life, it's your pride, your ego, or bad habit sneaking up on you. So yeah, do a double take every once in a while. Complacency is not the enemy. Or should I say, sorry, complacency actually is the enemy, not failure. So yeah, writing taught me way more than how to stay upright. It's therapy. It's life school, and sometimes it's the only place quiet enough to hear your own thoughts, right? So with that said, I'm approaching my destination here. So yeah, that's the life lesson segment. So taking the MSF course, I feel like it's the best
way I could have started this journey. And the lessons I picked up from the course, it translates to life. I don't know if that's just me or some of you guys might feel like that as well. But if you do, drop a comment down below on what MSF lessons you think is applicable to real life as well. Real life, hello. But yeah, I think that pretty much sums up the video today, and I hope you guys picked up something from that. If you did, we'll catch you on the next one.